While a sad end today to the frantic search for this 10-month-old Montgomery County baby. Investigators found Saanvi Venna's body early this morning. Prosecutors say her grandmother was killed trying to protect the baby. Fox 29's Dave Stratweiser live outside the District Justice Office in Bridgeport, where the accused killer was just in court. Dave.
Thomas, a wild scene out here today as the defendant was brought in and out of court. Over 100 people out here screaming obscenities and names at the defendant tonight. He is behind bars being held without bail in what very well could become a capital murder case.
Ragu, how could you kill a baby? I'm not the one.
Wearing a bulletproof vest and surrounded by a huge crowd yelling baby killer, 26-year-old Ragu Yandamuri was led into court to face 2 counts of first-degree murder and kidnapping charges, ending a 5-day search for 10-month-old Saanvi Venna.
From everything we have learned, this was an attempt to kidnap the child and hold her for ransom.
But the plan went terribly wrong when the suspect snatched the baby inside an apartment, then stabbed the child's 61-year-old grandmother, killing her. When the child started to scream, investigators say Yandamuri stuffed a handkerchief in her mouth to keep her quiet.
He disposed of the body, and we found her tragically this morning.
Yandamuri left the apartment with the child in a suitcase. He left behind several ransom notes demanding $50,000 for the child's return. Then he placed the child in a sauna room in Building A at the complex. Police were called to the scene and an Amber Alert was triggered for the baby as police tried to meet the ransom demands at a nearby rendezvous point across from the complex Monday night.
We had cooperation from Mrs. Venna, who actually went to a location that had been designated. We were hoping someone would arrive, but no one did.
Police continued to search for days until they questioned Yandamuri, who finally confessed. He led them to the child's body Friday morning.
I want him to be crucified to the maximum, that's it.
It's hard to believe that such evil in the form of Ragu does really exist out there. To think the guy was actually among us in the vigil praying for the safe return, nothing can be more sickening than that.
Now, DA Risa Ferman confirmed that the suspect actually printed up flyers during the search and gave them out. He was at a vigil, even at police headquarters, when the family was there one night this week. We will have much more on the investigation and more reaction from family and friends of the victims coming up at 6. Live in Bridgeport, Dave Stratweiser, Fox 29 News.
This has been a week that can test your faith in humankind, Dave. Thank you. Moving on.